Weghorst better than Ronaldo for United? Really? Certainly in Gary Neville's dreams, but back in reality, spoiler alert, he's not. Now, everyone is allowed to have their opinion, but the fact that Neville was using these stats to push his argument, I feel is very misleading. Instead, if you look at our form just after the World Cup, the period after Ronaldo's exit, but before Wout's entrance, we can see how we fared when both Ronaldo and Wout were not in the team, compare that to the periods in which they were in the team, and come to a conclusion as to when we were really at our best. Well, in that period, the team as a whole was in absolutely brilliant form. We flattened every opponent that came our way, but it has to be taken into account that the teams we played were either in substandard form or from the lower leagues. Teams that would have been swatted aside whether Ronaldo was in the starting 11 or not. How can this be proven, you may be asking? Well, if you look at the Europa League group stages, we actually won 5 out of the 6 games we played, 6 games in which Ronaldo started against teams of a better standard than those just mentioned, and we scored a total of 11 goals in those games, which could have been a lot more had Ammonia's goalkeeper not put in an absolute world-class performance at Old Trafford. So, as a comparison, we scored at a rate of 2.43 a game without Ronaldo and 1.83 a game with. It has to be noted, however, that Casemiro only truly settled after the World Cup, and our success in that little mini period was largely down to him. So, the fans can rant about Ronaldo all they want, but the truth is, the team was more settled after the World Cup. We were playing cannon fodder, and if you really take a deep look into the stats, 6 of the 17 goals that we scored came after the 85th minute when the opposition had already given up. And now, on to Weghorst. Wout was actually introduced at the absolute perfect time. Aside from his second appearance for United, which was against Arsenal away, we were playing relatively easy opponents such as Nottingham Forest twice, Reading, and a few others in his first few games. Despite the kind beginning though, we only scored 13 in 6 after the introduction of Wout, compared to 17 in 7 in the little period before Wout's introduction. Furthermore, the reason why Gary's stats were off the mark were the fact that some of our goals in games in which Wout started actually came when he exited the pitch. We scored 2 against Leeds when he was subbed off, and we scored 2 against Barcelona at home, once again after he was subbed off. And now, let's end the debate right here. Many of our wins in February and March were massively scrappy, and you could even say we massively rode our luck at times. And along with our wins being scrappy, since Wout has came, we've won 4 out of the 10 games we've played in the Premier League in a team that was absolutely flying when he first came, in comparison to Ronaldo, who won 47% of his games at a time when many players were underperforming under 2 managers who, most fans agree, were quite frankly not very good. And just in case you missed it before, Wout has 0 goals in 10 Premier League games, whilst Ronaldo got us 18 in 30. Anyway, if you've not already done so, check out my previous Ronaldo video in which I compared him to Messi, and stay tuned for next week when I answer the question, did Ronaldo stat pad his way to the top of the international goal scoring charts?